My name is Sam Peters. I'm comprehensively great-looking, a natural blonde, and a highly intelligent one. I'm extremely tough, an exceptional journalist, and I hate modesty. I work for Uncharted. It's basically Playboy for scientists. Fewer naked women, fewer cars, more text. We report on excavations in, and expeditions to, the remotest corners of the world. The pay is, to be exact, pretty miserable. But you get adventure on tap, and that's the best bonus you could ask for. Although sometimes they're hairy, even for my taste. My latest trip took me to Indonesia, where local archaeologists had discovered an ancient temple complex in the jungle. Team members were disappearing one after another without trace. Turns out, it was terrorists. They kidnapped me. Then my old friend Max showed up and got me out of there. And here we are. He's off trying to get a whiff of the gang's plans. I'm supposed to inform the Indonesian authorities. Oh, and a volcano has now erupted and half of the island is in flames. I have no idea where Max is now, and I'm not going looking for him in this inferno. Anyway, it's supposed to be the man who goes through flames for the woman, and not the other way around. My task is clear. I have to escape from this island and bring help from the mainland. Done it. Now let's hightail it out of here. Crap. This inflatable dinghy is missing some, inflation. Reminds me of my last relationship. So how am I supposed to get to the mainland now? Max is in trouble. I need to get to the mainland and find help. Looks close, but that's actually some hell of a distance. Swimming to the mainland is not an option. A completely typical Indonesian rock. I don't like to admit it, but this rock's just too big for me. The mortal remains of a crab. Definitely past its sell-by date as a food source, but that claw might make a useful tool. When Max came here with this boat, it was in a considerably better state. Damn blow-up boats. There's no air in the front chamber. What the hell is Max stashed in this box? Locked. Maybe I can get it open some other way. My goodness. Max and his weakness for fancy locking mechanisms. Interesting mechanism. I'm sure that by pushing... Hope all the trouble's been worth it. Boots and socks. A satellite phone would have been nice. A bullet hole, those bastards. Laying my hands upon it is not gonna mend that hole. A message in a bottle. This beach doesn't miss a single postcard cliché. Doesn't show any sign of stopping. I hope Max is all right. What am I supposed to do? Blow it out? There's a note inside the bottle. Fortunately, I can't open the top. A stripped-down air pump. Putting all the parts together shouldn't be too much trouble for a genius such as myself. That would be a job of Sisyphean magnitude, so long as we still have that hole in the side. The bottle's broken into shards of glass. Shards are lucky. I can't translate this. It's either Indonesian or Malaysian. They're too big for me anyway. I'll cut a piece of rubber out. I'll jam the piece of rubber between the claws. The volcano's out of control. Whatever it is I'm doing here, let's do it fast. Looks like an arrow. Best be careful. It could be a trap. Nah, not interesting in the slightest. Not much going on there. I'll just take the one bone. No man is so great that a woman will go back into hell for him. And Max isn't all that in the first place. No. On this occasion, I'm going to respect that rule, make an exception to my own, and actually do what I'm told. Quite beautiful, also rather scary. Generally, more heat is better, but in this case, I'll make an exception. The heat's so intense, this bush has caught fire. Please, don't talk to me. I don't care what your name is. You're just a simple thorn bush, aren't you? Like roasting marshmallows. You have to know when enough's enough. Melted enough? For your information, ignoramus, to filthy, damp places, soft rubber sticketh not. Let's clean away this grease and sand. Perfect. Let's get this dinghy back on the high seas. Highly seaworthy, I'd say. Now I can get out of here at last. I haven't phoned in for days. My editor will be going loopy. Home at last. First, I'm gonna treat myself to a drink. And then I will listen to the 25 messages my charming editor has left for me. He sounds a bit miffed because I've only just got back from Indonesia. My excuses had better wait. He's already got a new job lined up for me. It's an important one by the sounds of it. Could be big for the magazine. I'd better not waste any time. Sure, a girl like me can find a new job really fast, but it still sounds like hassle I don't need. I'd best take the next flight to Berlin. I need to meet up with a Professor Hartman. He heads up a research group at Humboldt University, and our magazine is one of the sponsors of his Africa expedition. It seems that our professor is hot on the trail of some scientific sensation out there. How often have I heard that shit? The sensation is usually some frothy bullshit that we can't even use to fill the summer news gap. Anyway, I'm clinging on to this job, which means I'm headed out to Africa with the professor at the next opportunity. I don't know exactly where we're going, so anything could be in store. And that is exactly what I love about this damn job. Biological Institute. This is where I'm supposed to meet Professor Hartman.
Yes, can I help you?
Hello, my name is Peters. I've got an appointment with Professor Hartman.
I'm sorry, but he's no longer in the building.
What? But he wanted to meet me here this evening.
According to our database, the professor is away on an expedition.
He's already set off? But I was supposed to be going with him.
Yes, well, not every department of this facility is as efficiently organized as the security department is.
Shit. My boss is gonna go bananas when he finds out I've missed this shot. What am I supposed to do now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you know exactly when the professor jilted me?
Just a second. It looks like it was this morning.
Do you know where the professor was headed?
No, but you could ask his secretary.
Great. Where is she?
Frau Mueller has already left for the weekend. She'll be back Monday morning.
Have you got her home number?
We do. But I couldn't possibly give out private staff details to members of the public. Be patient and come back Monday.
Patience is definitely not an option. No professor, no story. I need to find him as fast as I can. If I only knew where he was headed. Now I'm really in a jam. Could you perhaps pop along to Professor Hartman's office and see if he's left a note for me?
If he had left you a note, then it would be here at reception, I'm sure.
Does Professor Hartman have a cell number by any chance?
Doesn't look like it. We only have his office number here.
Could you perhaps imagine letting me into his office for just a mo?
If you'd like to know precisely, no, not in my wildest dreams. But I wish you a refreshing, stress-free weekend.
Same to you. With bells on. Looks like I'm gonna have to help myself. No gate stopped me before. I need to get into the professor's office to find out where he's gone. If I mess up this assignment, then that's my job out the window. The camera is covering the entire entrance. The doorman will be watching every move I make. Not a good idea messing about with the camera. The doorman will be onto me right away. An intercom. It says doorman next to the button. I can't expect any help from the doorman. I'll have to find out for myself where Professor Hartman's gone off to. The curbstone is full of chalk marks. Kids? No idea if this is relevant at all. I've just about got everything a girl could need in this little bag. But sadly, nothing to wipe these markings away. Damn it. Looks like it's home time already. Closed. Gotta be another way to get into the prof's office. The Biological Institute. This is where I'm supposed to meet Professor Hartman. There's a notice from garbage collection stuck on the letterbox. According to this, the BSR collects the waste paper first. Then another truck comes for the bio-waste. The bulky stuff goes tomorrow. The waste paper collection's been and gone. Bio-waste. Certainly the right color. Wow, that stinks. Well, okay, but just this once. Where's it supposed to go? If I use the garbage container to get over the wall, the doorman can't help but see me on the security camera. Well, okay, but just this once. Where's it supposed to go? Sounds like a good plan. The waste paper's empty. Nah, pushing empty trash cans is way below my preferred difficulty level. A small rolled-up carpet. Has someone lost their faith? The first accessory for my sailboat. Now let's see what's in it. An empty... I don't have the professor... A cheap image... I always keep this... Globetrotter. That's for the locker at the airport where I've stashed my... I never actually have a lot of cash on me. I'll just pick up the €2 coin and stick it in my sailboat. The Biological Institute. This is where I'm supposed to meet Professor... Unfortunately, not all of the walls in Berlin got ripped down. If I throw the carpet over the metal spikes, I could climb over easily enough. But then I'd be in full view of the security camera and the doorman would spot me. I need to find a better way. And find Professor Hartman's office. Would seem to be the main entrance. Waltz into the building through the main entrance? The doorman would chuck me straight out. There's gotta be some more subtle way in there. I'm no quitter. I'm not leaving until I found the prof's office and some clue as to where he's disappeared off to. Plastic box. That's what comes from leaving your tools lying around. Now, if that's not the most cutest abandoned rake. A poorly coiled hose. Damn. The clamp is solid. I can't get the hose off. Freedom for garden hoses. I'll tie the hose as tightly as I can to the rake. The gardener would appear to give the weekend a higher priority than tidying up his tools. Good man. The perfect entry assistance. That's a horse chestnut. It was Tree of the Year in 2005. How do I know that? It says so on the little sign. The sign is fastened to the tree with 4 screws. Nothing's gonna happen without some tools. Too big for the small screws. The coin's a bit too thick to fit the screws. Too big for the small I need something sturdy to loosen the screws. Whoever said size doesn't matter was covering something up. This ladder, in particular, is way too short. Who needs a bolt cutter when head shears can do the job just as well? I've cut through the chains. Unfolded, the ladder's certainly long enough, but it's too flimsy to put weight on. I'll push the rake through both legs of the ladder and secure the whole thing with the garden hose. That is a sturdy ladder. Well done, Sam. Climbing through windows. A real cat burglar me. And look, the coast is clear. Here's a box of empty file folders. Oh, empty files. Useless. Won't open. Professor Hartman's office. Won't open. This old trick might actually work. Or then again, maybe not. The idea's right, but the plastic money didn't take the strain. A snack machine. Each of these little calorie bombs costs a cool $1.99. No dough, no. You only live once. I'll take a bag of crackers. My snack? And 1-cent change. And there it is, the exception to the rule. You don't always find something useful in waste bins. Go down and run into the doorman's arms, perhaps? I don't want to push my luck too far. Nothing that I could use. Forms and faculty notices. Not much interest to me. That's Lieschen Muller's office. Not Professor Hartman's office. That office belongs to a Dr. Fritz Schneider. Not Professor Hartman's office. The 1-cent coin is thin enough to unscrew it. Amazeballs! Ugh, I have sunk to a new low. That'll work. I'll bet my sailboat on it. Phew. Okay, Sam. Find the damn info on where our perfidious professor's gone off to. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll get your story, a pay rise, and that nice little sailboat you're dreaming of. The the cliche that professors are not exactly neat freaks might well hold true, but surely this is taking it to the next level. Hartman really must have left in a hurry. A stack of homework, botany books, and writing materials. Thanks, but I don't think that they're gonna help me right now. There are some scraps of torn up paper on the top. There's some torn up paper on the top. I'll take a closer look. A ripped up fax. Now let's see if I can put this back together. His expedition party sent him a fax. They've discovered some hitherto unknown species. Great, but where, for heaven's sake? Unfortunately, there's only a code here. GHN 7531. But maybe that'll help me further. Files with details of students' projects and the prof's expeditions. Maybe I'll find a clue here. This section has projects marked ARJ. Professor Hartman's expedition is coded GHN 7531. These here are the wrong files. These files are labeled CGL. From algae to zygopetalum, there's everything a botanist's heart could desire here. These files all have GHN on them. The TUR projects. This file is marked GHN 7520 to GHN 7535. It ought to contain notes from the current expedition. Bingo. GHN 7531. The expedition has gone to Ghana, to Lake Bosumtwi. So what the hell are they looking for there? Lake Bosumtwi lies in the meteorite crater in Ghana's Ashanti region. It's 8 kilometers in diameter, about 80 meters deep, and doesn't have an outflow. The ecosystem and the lake are endemic, meaning there are lots of plant and animal varieties that are unique to that location. The priority is investigating the effects on the ecosystem of a massive meteorite strike. What's that on the fax? The expedition has discovered some previously unknown organism. If the story's big enough to pull the professor away with such short notice, perhaps it's big enough to buy me a boat. Let's hit the trail for Ghana and Lake Bosumtwi. The flight to Accra via Amsterdam was pretty fuss-free. But the in-flight food was crappy, as expected. I was able to revive myself with some traditional fufu and a few Gordon Sparks in a chop shop before a bush pilot flew me into an airfield by Lake Bosumtwi. With a bit of luck, I'll be at the base camp. Looks like everyone upped and left in the night. Strange. I've got goosebumps all of a sudden, despite the heat. I'm getting something of a horrible feeling here. I'd better get a move on so I can reach the Lake Bosumtwi camp before nightfall. I don't have the craft of writing my ass. Not a multifunction tool. Not exactly the best of the best, but it can take a usable picture and the flash. Looks like a reliable enough contraption. It clamps 2 ropes together. Okay, I've caressed the screws. Now what? Crates of provisions. Well, I'm not gonna starve to death here, that's for sure. I'm not that hungry yet. A limp sock. Reminds me of my ex. You know what? Enough of that. It's certainly seen better days. Large scratches torn into the wood. Must have been something considerably bigger than the cat over there. Yarr! Sorry. The pocket knife only has this one blade, but it's extremely versatile. I can unscrew screws with it, for example. I'll pull out a thread. In fact, this cap is such a waste of space, I'll throw the rest away. This is where my exceptional capabilities in the tying of seamen's knots come into play. And to what should I now tie the hook? The craft of writing my ass. A voice recorder gets a more natural interview every time. Hello, Mr. Kitty. How about an interview? Thank you for the profound discussion. Airport terminal, Africa style. A little bit too rustic for my taste. Where's the air-conditioned bar and duty-free shop? Now then, any juice left in these at all? Well, okay, I'll take it with me. But be aware that this is non-alcoholic piss water. I should maybe give it a test.
Come, gather round, and have the piss taken out of you by a crazy lady with a megaphone.
Ooh, I like it. Hey, Dixie. Now what would those Southerners say if they knew there was a mobile toilet named after their hymn? Holy shit. If a dead fish and a tramp had a baby, and the baby threw up into a dog's mouth, the dog's end product would smell better than this toilet does. Even if I had to, I would not go in there. I'll hold the megaphone close to the voice recorder speaker. Now I'll put the used batteries into the voice recorder. Listen, who's that speaking? Sounds really grisly.